Hello, everybody! This is Jersey Lee Z, you may call me Lee. And I sure hope chat overlay is working. I have no way of telling. It's that time again at last. It is! It's finally time for Ace Attorney Chronicles. It's been a hot minute. I have largely forgotten what's happening in this case, but I think something to do with Kazuma and his dad. I think his dad, like, killed a guy or something, or maybe several guys. Maybe several ladies as well. Who knows? Oh. Move that mouse. There we go. 2nd of November, 8:56 a.m. Oh boy, going into a trial with amnesia. This is not the first time in Ace Attorney. You know, you can't fall down the stairs, you just can't. Interesting. Interesting theory. Would you like to test it out? There's that old familiar feeling again, of not knowing what the fuck I'm doing. Hold on. Let me adjust my pop filter real quick. Okay. The crushing pressure of this historic courthouse. Actually, no. It's a little different today. Because I'm... Oh yeah. Kazuma's the prosecutor. I almost forgot. I have to fight my boy. No! There's an even more menacing tension in the air. Oh yeah, and Susato's back, that's right. There is a menacing tension in the air here today, isn't there? I suppose. Yeah, I think so. Like, literally, I was thinking exactly that. How do you keep doing this, Susato? Oh, yeah, chat works. God bless. Oh, right. You're the defendant. I forgot. Fully forgot that Barak Van Zieks is the defendant here. Oh. But this is only case 4. What the hell is case 5 gonna be? It can only be the result of the menacing appearance of the defendant. A little more courtesy, if you please. Oh my! I do apologize. However, you're certainly not mistaken that this trial is far from ordinary. What do you mean? Well, I'm usually the one sending the defendant, you know, to death, effectively. But, you know, this time I'm just, the guy getting sent to death? I don't know how this works. Objection, Your Honor. The prosecutor's my boyfriend and I'm unable to can. I simply cannot. I'm not privy to the details. However, I understand that no jury has been selected. Oh, so what you're saying is that it's like every other Ace Attorney game and that the jury doesn't exist. A trial without the jury? Well, that's just like every other Ace Attorney game. Except for the end of Apollo Justice, I guess, and, you know, the crossover. Like, are there other... No, yeah, like, the Layton crossover and the end of Apollo Justice are kind of the only time we actually have a jury. So, The trial of the professor 10 years ago. Oh, they're covering shit up, I see. The closed court. Oh, hello. Good morning, my dear fellows. Mr. Sholmes, you're actually here today, in the morning. That's crazy. Have you made note of my hair, Mr. Naruhodo? An outright victory for science, you must agree. Oh, yeah, I forgot that you turned it red and then blue. You know what? You were kind of rocking the red. You should try it again. To be perfectly honest, so much happened yesterday that, well, I completely forgot about your little hair problem. Ha! What to one man is a little hair problem, is to another a day of drinking dubious potion after dubious potion. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. You have no idea how my stomach ails me this morning. He shit rainbows today. Oh dear, how awful for you. I'm afraid you only have yourself to blame, Mr. Sholmes. Why didn't you just dye your hair normal? And good morning to you, Mr. Reaper. I'm delighted to see you looking so full of vim. Is he? He looks like a vampire, but that's, you know, his usual look. And I see London's celebrated great detective as active as ever. Oh, you exaggerate, my dear fellow. Compared to my paltry engagements with a few trivial cases, the Reaper's overbearing presence is a far greater deterrent to the black roots of crime in our capital. The hair was due to a potion and not because he dyed it? Yeah, he said that he was chemically changing his hair, which, you know, hair dye is doing, but, you know, he's doing it via ingesting a potion for some reason. You know? I mean, we know the reason. It's because he wanted easy bank for joining the Red Hair Club. And whilst I may not agree with your methods, there is at least one point on which I would readily commend you. You are very good at getting criminals killed. What's an honor? And that would be your eye for a good lawyer, sir. I mean, I kind of had to bully him into into accepting me as a lawyer, but you know, Mr. Sholmes. Guess who's back again? Hello, April. After all, behind this lawyer there is a very great mind, my own. Oh, God damn it! It was just a roundabout way to praise himself, son of a bitch. What are you trying to say? I wish only to say that you should be prepared for quite a trial, Mr. Reaper. Shit's gonna go down. Sorry to barge in. Oh. Gina! What's that on her arm? It's a mourning band, I suppose. Oof. Oof. Rip. I kinda forgot Gregson was dead. It wasn't a praise, that was a burn. Yeah. I kinda forgot who the victim was in this case. Oops. Also, Professor Mikotoba looking slick. It's too bad he's got an Elmo voice. Father, shouldn't you be at the symposium? Is that the gay vision? Rinosuke always has gay vision.
It's been postponed, so I have some free time. I decided to come along with the police inspector to see our country's up-and-coming student in action. I should be very interested to see the fruits of your studies over the past year.
I still think that you're sus. Like, this is a closed trial and you're allowed to be here? Well, it's an honor to have you here. Let's hope there are some fruits to see. Otto. Oh, yes, Gina? Why'd you agree to this, huh? Why'd you take him on? 'Cause he didn't do it, Gina. Come on. Like, Gregson and Van Zeeks, they were thick as thieves. You know, he would never. I mean, honestly, I don't know if that's actually true. They might not be on great terms, but like, he wouldn't do it. He's the main, like, rival prosecutor with the lore, you know? We've never had, you know, a rival prosecutor that, you know, actually killed someone. Right? Wait, I gotta think, hold on. I mean, like, not counting, like, final case opponent prosecutors, you know? Because, like, obviously Von Karma. But, like, I'm talking, like, Edgeworths, like, Clavier's. Christoph doesn't count. He was a defense attorney. Oh, fuck, Godot. Never mind. Never mind. He fucking killed a bitch. Never mind. You got some great Ace Attorney merch? Sick! What'd you get?
This Reaper bloke. Everyone says it was him, what killed the boss.
He didn't do it. The track record ain't pretty. Yeah. Give me a moment. I'm just gonna move something over yonder. Just so I can see you guys a little easier. I'm sorry, Gina. But I just don't believe that.
Well, if it weren't him, who was it?
I don't know, we'll figure it out. As we usually do, Gina.
I don't know that yet. I don't care who calls him what. The Reaper's just a name. He's just a person at the end of the day. And if it turns out it was him what killed the boss, then God help him.
God bless your soul. Cause I'm about to fucking kill you. Fiery eyes, indeed. Yes, the culprit deserves every ounce of your loathing.
Aye?
At least that may be some solace to the deceased. Oof. I still can't believe that they killed Gregson. Like, I don't think he has the plot armor that Kazuma has. Simply because, you know, Kazuma is Kazuma. So I don't think this is another fake out. But man, man, we didn't even see it. Please, Otto. Get whoever did this for the boss. I'll do my darndest, Gina.
Oh, Gina. I ain't feeling this useless, but there's nothing I can do. So you've got to find who done this and make the wretch pay.
Counsel for the defense and the defendant. Court will be in session shortly. Make your way into the courtroom at once, please. I like how Guard 1 and Guard 2 are now distinct because one of them has a mustache. Make the rich pay? Got it. Eat the rich. Alright then, here we go. For a character that prominent, he shouldn't have been off-screen. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. At least show his death, you know?
It's time, Mr. Naruhodo. Lord Van Zeeks.
Like, there's ways to show his murder without, you know, spoiling the killer. You could just do the Danganronpa thing and have the killer, like, grayed out, you know? One who lost his treasured brother to a mass murderer. One who lost his treasured father in a foreign court of law. Who, like, his treasured father who may have been a mass murderer. And one who lost the man who helped her escape destitution. Oof. Basically her dad. Basically her dad. This sucks. This sucks. All that misfortune, all that pain, on course to collide headlong in this trial. It's time to shine a light on all these dark events. His father who may have been a mass murderer, you know. The mass murderer aforementioned that killed Van Zeeks' brother. And whatever truth is revealed, we still don't know, like Sholmes' deal. We're going to have to look it straight in the eye. Why is Sholmes shown for that? You got symptoms of Iris, Watson, and Gina? Oh, cute! Oh, wait. Sorry, Iris Wilson, you mean, right? Man, Kazuma!
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. We are here to conduct the fair and just trial of the defendant Barrack Van Zeeks. You know, except for the fact that there's no jury because it's a closed court. Counsels for the defense and prosecution, are you ready to begin?
The defense is ready, my lord. You know, I just need to avoid looking at the other side, because if I look at Kazuma right now, I might cry. Oh, God.
The prosecution is more than ready.
Alright, well, you didn't have to say it like that.
Oh, Kazuma-sama.
I've been wishing to see you in court again for so long. It feels... He looks good in white. I don't know, I like his other outfit better. Maybe I just missed the bandana. Kazuma intends to come on hard. Listen, it wouldn't be the first time. But I never pictured it happening like this. If anything, I thought that, I don't know, I'd be defending him for something. Maybe that'll still happen next case, who knows? And the katana. Yeah, true. Hey, yo. Never thought I'd be facing you behind the prosecution's bench. God, that is a fucking tight fit, though. Shit. I can't... Oh, God. I can't look for too long.
The so-called Reaper of the Bailey has been a scourge like no other, undermining Her Majesty's justice system. Today, we must uncover the truth behind this scourge.
In other words, this trial is going to be a lot more far-reaching than Inspector Gregson's murder. Kind of just like a puzzle piece in the grand scheme of all things. And we still don't know what the fuck happened with the Baskerville shit.
The truths revealed by these proceedings may have unpredictable repercussions through the judiciary. Accordingly, they are to be conducted as a closed trial, with no members of the public present.
Then who the fuck is in the gallery?
Oh, those are just cardboard cutouts with recordings of people rambling, like... by Her Majesty's direct orders.
How will that work, my lord? So there's no one to pit against each other this time?
The burden of all arbitration and adjudication falls on my shoulders.
And we're like 100% sure that you haven't been bribed or like paid off in any way. Or like blackmailed, right? Right?
Therefore, as you will see, the jurors' bench shall remain vacant today.
If no members of the public are present, might I ask who is currently occupying the gallery, my lord?
Oh, actually, we're addressing this? We're addressing this? Does that make everyone else a member of the private? Yes. Pure classic Ace Attorney, yeah, no jury.
They are members of the judiciary, here to witness proceedings and ensure an equitable trial.
Members of the judiciary, what the fuck is that?
You're a fucking lawyer, you should know.
Hello, DJ Josh.
Oh my. This is a very unusual trial already.
There is of course another unprecedented aspect to these proceedings on which I must elaborate.
Wait, what?
The counsels for the prosecution and defense are both aliens of Great Britain.
Okay, you don't have to say it like that. You could have just said foreign, but like, aliens is a strong word, Judge. God, that's a fucking tight fit. Like, why does it hug his pecs? Why does it hug his pecs? Like, Jesus. It's like a fucking push-up bra. Jesus fuck.
I believe it takes an outsider to see the truth sometimes.
That's racist? Yeah, I mean, a little bit. It's not the most racist. The defendant that we are defending is more racist.
And as I stand here in this courtroom now, I'm quite certain this is the reason why I had to come to Britain.
To fight me? This is so sad. Kazuma.
Very well, let us commence proceedings. Prosecutor Asogi, your opening statement, if you please. Certainly, my lord. The incident took place on 1st November.
Like, where did you pull that out from?
On 1st November, at just after 5 o'clock in the afternoon. The location was a building of flats on Fresno Street, on the outskirts of the city. The victim's body was discovered there in an old single-room rental property.
Admittedly, it is rather unusual for non-citizens to be practicing law to begin with, let alone advocate for the state. Yeah! Yeah. But listen, this is Ace Attorney. We're all about weird shit here.
Yes, Inspector Tobias Gregson, a name known very well indeed to this court. He spilled so many chips all over my courtroom floor. Do you know how much we had to pay the janitors to clean it all up?
Kazuma got Vans. Man, I can't believe MX got assassinated mid-sentence. It's been done many, many times in a Phoenix Wright game. Yeah. Yeah.
And not least for his miraculous resolution of one of his country's grimmest cases 10 years ago.
The Professor case. How sure are you about the time of the incident?
Several witnesses on the street outside heard the gunshots, and all have reported the same time.
That doesn't mean shit. That don't mean shit. They heard the gunshot, that doesn't mean that's when it happened. This is fucking Ace Attorney. If your only means of determining that the murder happened because of, like, witness reports of hearing a gunshot, that just means that a gunshot was fired, or something sounding like a gunshot, and he was killed somewhere else, or by some other means. They literally had Godot, a defense attorney who never prosecuted a case. Yeah, but listen, he also never lost a case. And Edgeworth, a prosecutor to be a defense attorney, that's not even the worst. That's not even the worst case. Because, like, I think the most egregious one was, El Tigre impersonating Phoenix Wright with a cardboard lawyer's badge, like defense attorney badge. I think that's probably worse, because at least Godot and Edgeworth were, you know, in law. El Tigre was a fully different man that is not that is not a lawyer in the slightest. Almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas, I'll quote. Yeah. Yes, that's what Gina told us too. There are a number of witnesses.
I have here a plan of the room.
If you can get away with cardboard, why even need a badge? Honestly, considering more than half, most of the characters in this game don't, wear their badge, I'm not sure you even need it. Phoenix broke into a trial and trying to defend someone and was almost put to death because of it. See, like, at least there was some kind of repercussion there, right?
The victim was found curled up in one corner.
Oh, you know that when you see the outline for how the door swings open, that it's gonna be relevant. They're not gonna be able to see the body or some shit, right? Some shit like that.
It's believed that he was shot from the front at point-blank range and died instantly. How has the range been determined?
Scorch marks. Yep. There were scorch marks around the entry wound. Such marks are caused by the gunpowder used to fire the bullet. But powder hot enough to leave scorch marks is only ejected a few inches beyond the end of the barrel. In other words, it only happens when the target is at point-blank range. Why even use a gun at that point? Just shank them like a normal Brit.
I see. I see, yes. Thank you for the detailed explanation, Counsel.
Autopsy report. Hold on. I just want to read that real quick. I've got a lot of fucking evidence that I don't remember. Oh yeah, the wig. Nationality British. Really? Really? Oh, Maria Gorey, huh? That's the daughter, right? Fucking, what's her name's daughter? The last killer. I forget her fucking name. I think I'm not supposed to know that, but I think someone in chat mentioned it. Bullet markings are not available in this period, right? Yeah, like, they just started forensics. Like, they do not have bullet markings yet. So we can't have that entire plot line. We're not revisiting the Von Karma thing, no. Wait. Wait, it just says time of death. There's nothing on here. What? Wait, is this... Did they fuck up? It says time of death, but there is no list of the actual time of death. What? Huh. Victim was shot in the chest at close range from the front, resulting in instant death. Scorch marks at point of entry. Bullet exited the body from behind. Caliber of the gun used matches that of standard issue firearms for members of the judiciary. Oh! Members of the judiciary, which means that is the killer in the room with us now? Fuck up or intentional detail, we shall see. Maybe. It's just that it's weird because he mentioned a fucking time. The murder weapon was found lying beside the victim. Time of death, who the fuck cares? They're dead.
And have you managed to ascertain the owner of this firearm?
No, my lord. Not conclusively.
Bravo, Kazuma-sama. Any other prosecuting attorney would probably be like, we don't have proof, but, you know, the defendant lost his, so it's definitely his. For not trying to use the gun as evidence when its provenance can be proven.
Furthermore, my lord, as I've explained, the revolver was fired at extremely close range. The bullet passed through the victim and struck the wall behind him. There was a candelabrum mounted on that wall, and the tip of one of those candles in it was found to have been blown off by the projectile.
We noticed that too, didn't we?
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you for the thorough report, Counsel. The setting of the crime is clear to me. You will submit the plan of the crime scene as evidence, please.
As you wish, my lord.
Bum 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 bum.
Seems too specific. Yeah, like, the candelabrum is, like, high up, right? So either Gregson was also similarly high up, or the killer shot from below, and it, like, traveled upwards and then hit the candle, like, through Gregson to hit the candle. But, like, why?
Is this Fresno Street room Inspector Gregson's private abode?
We're breaking out bedroom talk early. Listen, with Kazuma as the prosecution, we broke out the bedroom talk long ago.
No, my lord. The room is rented to a Mr. Huge Boone. Hugh Boone. But there is precious little furniture inside, and it is generally in a poor state of repair. Perhaps Inspector Gregson's salary was cut few too many times.
So what on earth was Gregson even doing there?
Presumably he was investigating some case or another.
When a policeman was informed of the gunshot from the witnesses and rushed to the scene, he found only the deceased inspector and the accused standing alongside holding the revolver.
Wait, what? He found only the deceased inspector and the accused standing alongside holding the revolver. Wait, they found Van Zeeks at the scene of the crime? Holding the revolver? Dude.
The attending officer arrested the accused on the spot.
Why was he holding the fucking revolver? I guess that's... I can't really blame him. I did that in the first case.
Now, so the details of the case are clear. In that case, the prosecution would like to call its first witness. A name, please, counsel. Naturally, the accused himself.
Oh. This is unprecedented. Since when do we call the actual accused up to the stand this early? Huh. That's a parallel fun. Lord Van Zeeks!
As a prosecutor, he believes in the oath of office he's taken, and will be compelled to tell the truth.
Oh, do we not swear people in? Is that not a thing yet?
Very well, let the defendant take the witness stand.
I hear that you can swear in, like it doesn't have to be a Bible. You can swear in on literally anything. So I think it'd be really funny to just show up to court with like a menagerie of objects and just like swear in on those like a plush toy or, you know, other kinds of toys.
So, witness, state your name and occupation for the court.
Swear in with a Miku figure. Exactly.
Merrick Van Zeeks, Old Bailey prosecutor. I presume, Lord Van Zeeks, that you heard Prosecutor Asogi's opening precis.
This is super illegal. Is it? To, like, ask the defendant to testify? Isn't that, like, normal? I did.
It is alleged that you were found at the scene of the crime, and that you were arrested by the arriving police officer. Can you confirm this?
Yes, my lord.
Then I'm sure the court would like to hear you explain some things away. Namely, why you were there in the why you were there in the room on Fresno Street at the time in question. And what exactly took place.
I intend to explain away nothing. I will simply tell the truth. I was just passing by. I heard a gunshot. I went to investigate, and I picked up the gun. What of it? The defendant can and should say nothing. I see. I see. If the defendant's account is necessary, then they shouldn't be a defendant at all.
I must say, Lord Van Zeeks, I never imagined this day would come. Or rather, I didn't want to imagine it would come. But since you became known as the Reaper...
I see them pull defendants up all the time in this game. You know, honestly, I feel like they do it less often than you would think in this game. Like, They do testify, but usually it's struck down by the prosecutor as like, oh, you're just lying to cover your shit.
A part of me has been dreading it.
Frankly, Your Honor, I don't care. Sorry, my lord. No, one of those inaccuracies for drama, of course.
Your formal testimony then, witness.
The facts and logic. I was investigating Gregson, and my inquiries had led me to that address. When I first entered the room that day, it was dark inside, and I saw no one. A moment later, I heard the gunshot. I spun around and saw the revolver on the floor. And then you fucking picked it up like an idiot? Same. Just as I picked the firearm up to examine it, the door flew open and I heard a man scream. It was only then that the body of Inspector Gregson appeared before me. Fuck.
That testimony was the whole truth?
Do men scream one shot? Nah. Men feel nothing. Men have no emotions. Men don't even, men don't even, cry out when they're shot with a gun. It was. It was pretty vague, though, man.
So you heard a shot being fired in a room with no living occupants. And moments later, a corpse somehow appeared before your eyes. Is that it? You're right. You haven't explained away anything. In fact, that would barely qualify as an excuse. You haven't explained shit.
I thought you were my mute apprentice. Stop fucking yapping, bitch. Yet it turns out you have a way with words, Prosecutor Asogi. You're told that is not what people who are shot do? Listen. I mean... Like, no one... Like, he never said that it was Gregson's scream, right?
It would appear to be a singular tale indeed. Singular isn't the word. It's laughable.
What's got into Kazuma? He's not behaving like himself at all. He's kind of mean. It's kind of hot.
Now, very well then. Counsel, you may begin your cross-examination.
Yes, my lord. Why am I the only one that does cross-examinations? How come the prosecution never does, huh? Why is he gotta be on me? You were investigating Gregson, why?
Hold it!
Hold it! You were investigating the inspector, what on earth for? I'm not at liberty to say. Bruh! Bruh! I'm your fucking lawyer! Tell me everything! Your girl best friend is here to protect us from the horny. There is no protecting from whatever the fuck is going on between Ryunosuke and Kazuma right now. Sorry? I'd identified a distinct possibility that Gregson was involved in a case I was investigating. Regrettably, though, he was killed before I could secure the proof I needed.
Zeeks, please.
Tell your lawyer everything!
Is the court to understand, then, that on the day in question you followed the victim to the scene?
No. I was privy to his movements in advance. How? I stole into his office in the yard and consulted his diary. Did you know that he curls his Q's and, like, dots his I's with hearts? It's very unbefitting of, you know, a man of his stature. You think your client will tell you everything? 0 cases that happens. In Ace Attorney? Absolutely not. The address on Fresno Street was noted in the 5 p.m. entry.
You illegally entered the man's office. In Japan, that alone would constitute a very serious offense.
Well, this isn't fucking Japan, is it?
As it does in Great Britain, I assure you.
Oh, shit.
Is that not the case, Lord Van Zieks?
I was aware of the possible consequences, yes. But it's not murder, and that's the only thing people ever get, you know, strung up for in Ace Attorney. There was a guy that literally was convicted as a thief and nothing happened to him because of some fucking stupid double jeopardy rule. Add 1 charge of trespass onto the docket, yep.
So in summary, you were investigating the victim. And yet, you refuse to tell the court why.
None your fucking business, bitch.
I didn't realize British prosecutors enjoyed such freedom to choose what to divulge under oath.
Literally all you gotta do is pay a fine for that one. Yeah, literally. And God knows that Van Zieks can afford it. Listen, when you're rich like he is, because God knows he's rich, because he throws expensive-ass bottles of wine like they're cheap toys, you know? When you're as rich as he is, fines for breaking the law just means that you can break the law at a price, you know? Why'd I ever think I could defend this man? You are fucking infuriating. When I first entered the room that day, it was dark inside and I saw no one. Had you ever been to the address before? No, never. I only learned of the place as a result of my investigations into Gregson's activities. There was no light inside when I entered, so it was all but impossible to make out anything. But at 5 p.m., the sun would only have just gone down. It would still have been reasonably light outside. The room has a window, but it was boarded shut. Because of window tax, remember that shit? Very little light found its way into the room from outside, so it was extremely murky inside. I wouldn't have noticed if the victim was already lying on the floor.
There was no artificial light in the room, you say? You're quite sure?
I'm quite sure that the part of the room where the body was found was very dark. I have a feeling there was a small oil lamp burning on the desk, though I couldn't say for certain.
Look, Mr. Naruhodo.
Window tax is a special kind of evil? Yeah.
There is a small desk in the room just here.
Yeah, I remember, and there was an oil lamp on it, as well as a framed photograph of, like, something. I forget what. When I entered the room, I closed the door behind me and started towards the desk to investigate. Hold on, do we have the photo? This one, right? Yeah, Mrs. Vigil. I like how it says he appears to have no particularly distinctive facial features with those eyebrows. They're fucking baguettes, bro. Like, they look like fucking box cutters. Like, what are we talking about? No distinctive facial features. Do you see his hair? Okay. And what did you find? Nothing. I never actually reached the desk. A moment later, heard the gunshot, spun around, saw the revolver on the floor.
Hold it!
That man is a string bean. Yep. So, who fired the gun? I have no idea. It was probably some, elaborate Rube Goldberg trap. You know? The kind of shit... the kind of shit that, like, oh, the moment someone opens the door, it activates, like, a timer that fires the gun and then drops Gregson's body from the ceiling. Some shit like that. Yeah, open the door, the gun shoots type shit. Exactly, exactly. I didn't see anybody else in the room. But you say it was very dark in there. Yes, that's right. All I can tell you is, I didn't sense another's presence. Aha! Then could it be that the gunshot actually originated from somewhere outside the room? No, that's out of the question. Oh! Without doubt, the sound emanated from inside the room. I could smell the gunpowder. Fuck. This is going from bad to worse. Just, like, lie! I don't know! And you say that, that's the point at which you notice the revolver on the floor. Correct. And I foolishly picked it up like some fucking idiot. God. I hope no other defendant in recent history has ever done that, because that was a monumentally stupid move on my part. Yeah. Real fucking dumb. That was carelessness on my part. He has gloves, surely. Yeah, I mean, he has gloves. It's just that, you know, he was found at the scene of the crime holding the gun, so...
Presumably then the gunshot you heard came from the firearm that you somewhat hastily took in your hands.
In point of fact, my lord, I believe it did not. That shit was fucking cold. The barrel of the revolver I picked up was cold, and there was no smell of spent powder. But then, where on earth is the gun that was fired? In the wall. It was in the wall! Whilst I would like to oblige you with an answer, I'm afraid I can't. I too would dearly like to know that. This is some fucking contraption shit, bro. Like, they were hiding in the wall and they fucking shot at him, maybe? Just as I picked up the firearm to examine it, the door flew open and I heard a man scream. Ugh.
Hold it!
A man, you say? One of the witnesses, I presume? That's right. One of the street merchants working on Fresno Street. Was it Gregson's gun? We don't know. We don't know. The prosecution is working on the, I guess not presumption that it's Van Zieks' gun, because Kazuma is decent enough to actually not assume that it was. He's like the only, he's the only, prosecutor in the series that would not push that it is Van Zieks' gun. But, you know, it is not looking good for our boy because he is missing his gun.
Who are these merchants? And what do they sell? Do they sell the good kush?
A number
of them had set up their stalls directly beneath the boarded window of the crime scene. A match seller, a newsmonger, and a peddler. They've all given statements saying they heard the gunshot. A match seller, a newsmonger, and a peddler sounds like the start of a really, like, ancient joke.
being surprisingly nice, all things considered. Yeah, I thought he would be like full aggro. And you know what? Ryunosuke would be into it, but it's, you know, it's good that he's not full aggro.
And without thought of danger, they ran inside to see what had happened.
Yes, Gina told us about that yesterday, didn't she?
They burst through the door with some force, it would seem.
They did, and almost gave me a heart attack in the process. Jesus. Chill. But you're supposed to be the Reaper. That doesn't mean I can't be surprised, you fuck. The first man to come in immediately noticed the revolver in my hand and fled.
A policeman patrolling on Fresno Street heard the commotion and was able to arrest the accused shortly after the incident occurred.
Anyway, the man's scream drew my attention in that direction. He wants his revenge, but wants to make sure it's done correctly. Revenge against Van Zeeks for... Wait. For like, okay, is Van Zeeks the one that put his father away? I don't remember if that's like established lore. I know that his father supposedly killed Van Zeeks' brother, but like, I don't think Kazuma wants revenge necessarily is the thing, because like, he cut the wax statue of his father in a way that it's like, oh, I fucking denounce you as my dad. I don't know. It was only then that the body of Inspector Gregson appeared before me.
Hold it!
What do you mean by that? In what way did the body appear? Did it, like, fall from the ceiling, or what? I honestly can't explain it, but it's the truth. As far as I was concerned, the body hadn't been there until that point, and then suddenly there it was. Okay, but was there, like, a thud? Did it fall from the ceiling? Did it, like, fall out of a secret compartment in the wall? Or did you just not see it because it was behind the door? Did you perhaps hear the sound of the victim falling to the ground just beforehand? At that moment, what I heard was the sound of the door flying open and the scream of the man who came inside first. Nothing more. I see. After the man fled, I examined the body. I was stunned to find that it was Gregson.
Most curious circumstances indeed.
How the inspector was killed or how his body seemed to appear out of nowhere. He just kind of got transportalized there, or something. Hey, maybe that instant kinesis machine that Albert was making. Maybe someone stole his technology. I have no idea.
Objection!
Oh no, here comes the aggro.
Surely the court has heard enough. My lord, the cross-examination has clearly revealed that the accused Barrick Van Zeeks is lying on multiple fronts.
Oh no. Whoa. Oh my god. Is this... Oh my god. Is this his theme? But like... Britishified? No, this is sad. No, wait. No, he's been gentrified. What is that supposed to mean?
Good gracious, counsel. The defendant is lying, you say? In his testimony just now.
Oh my god. Wow. Sorry, I'm just... God. I love this fucking soundtrack. Ace Attorney always has banger soundtracks, but the the fucking Chronicles soundtrack and the investigation soundtrack, holy shit!
He claims that he failed to notice the victim's body because the room was dark.
That's correct.
No, that's impossible. As proven by this candelabrum.
How does that prove anything?
If you examine the tip of the long candle, you can see it being blown off by a powerful impact.
You know what? Hold on. How often do we get prosecutors actually pointing out flaws in a testimony, like actually making an objection to, like, the facts of a testimony, based on something other than, like, information that we didn't know? Like, this is actually something that we were made aware of, and the prosecution's pointing it out? How often does that happen in Ace Attorney? Usually they just pull some new shit out of their ass to, like, further the trial. This is good shit. Like,
one would assume that the projectile from the firearm passed through the victim and struck the candle. The problem comes when you consider the other two candles, which are clearly of a different length.
oh. Huh. That doesn't mean anything, though, necessarily. Because, like, they could have been lit another time and then blown out, and then the third one was left intact, right? There's no surefire way to prove that all three of them were lit at the same time.
Yes, I can see that only the candle that appears to have been struck by the bullet is long.
It's a stretch, but not a long stretch. God, look at, like, his muscles are, like, defined. His muscles are defined in that fucking outfit. It's strange.
We could reasonably expect someone to have lit all three candles together.
Again, not necessarily any proof of that, though. He objected. Okay, Edgeworth did. He objected a few times when the culprit lied. Well, yeah, but, like, it's not a usual occasion, you know. Like, when Edgeworth did it in the D. Vasquez trial, right? Like, that was a turnaround moment for him, right? Like, that was like, oh, like, shit, this is when Edgeworth starts, like, helping us and stuff, right? But this is like, oh, Kazuma is making a point that doesn't actually help us, but is factually sound. It's like factually sound in something that we are aware of already. Like, something that we could have pieced together ourselves.
Which begs the question of why only one has ended up longer than the others.
That must be because that particular candle was extinguished when the others were still burning.
That's right. When the candle was hit by the bullet, it obviously went out. But the other two candles would still have been burning. So the fact is, the victim's body would have been illuminated by the light still thrown by the candelabrum. And the accused's claim that he couldn't see the body clearly contradicts those facts.
The evidence, or the testimony, contradicts the evidence. Shit. God, I taught you too well.
And now to the next lie.
There's more? Fuck.
The accused also claims never to have visited the scene of the crime before.
That's the truth.
In that almost empty room, the police discovered something very unusual. A board covered from top to bottom in police documents and newspaper cuttings.
Yes, that's right. We saw it too.
It goes without saying that the contents of the police documents cannot be divulged. However, they included a number of reports from various historical cases, the oldest of which was from 10 years ago.
At 10 years ago, this is starting to sound familiar.
And there is a common thread linking all of the documents on the board. Indeed, what is this common thread, Council? They all relate to cases prosecuted in court by Beric Van Zieks.
I'm sorry, hold on. This little pose, there's something spicy about it. Because usually when prosecutors do this pose, they use one finger, but he's got like 2 fingers. And there's something, I don't know how to explain it. There's something real spicy about this. There's something real spicy about this pose. I like it. I like it a lot. Also, that doesn't mean anything, Kazuma. He uses 2 fingers, eh? Maybe more. I swear he's literally flexing. Yeah. No, but like, this doesn't mean anything, Kazuma. Just because, if anything, that means that Gregson was inspecting something relating to Beric Van Zieks. You know? And it's probably not even that he was investigating Van Zieks. He was probably trying to investigate the Reaper of the Bailey. Right? Like, that's what I think Gregson was doing there, you know? Like, I don't think that necessarily means that Van Zieks was there before. So this is an L point, honestly, Kazuma. Like, all of them?
And furthermore, all those cases are one in which the defendant was acquitted. Oh, good lord!
Cannot wait to figure out who the hell the third party is. I mean, given this, given the coroner, I have a feeling it's gonna be the coroner's, like, daughter or whatever the fuck she was. The weirdo. Objection, Gina's alive.
Interestingly, none of those defendants are alive today. Because all of them have been sent to their graves by the Reaper.
Ah. It's just, you know, like, someone who's a big fan of Van Zieks and is just like, grr, how dare that defendant get off, like, be acquitted when Van Zieks is prosecuting. Grr, I'm gonna kill them. Oh no.
In short, that dingy little room is the Reaper's secret hideout and his base of operations.
Not necessarily. That's kind of bullshit, Kazuma. This is a little presumptuous of you. The Reaper's hideout.
And yet the Reaper who would claim never to have been to his own secret hideouts.
Again, okay, this is also assuming that Van Zieks actually is the Reaper, even though there is 0 proof that he actually is, you know? They've done trials for this already. Objection! Speculation! Your Honor! Take this man away from the prosecutor's bench. It makes me sad seeing him there. He's trying to build a case. Yeah, but it's not a very good one. He had something going with the candle, but this is a little much.
No one would believe that. No, the truth is, we've been looking at this backwards. Backwards! Explain, Counsel! Inspector Gregson was investigating the identity of the Reaper.
Oh, yeah, okay.
When he discovered the location of the man's secret hideout, he was killed.
No.
As I'm sure everyone can imagine, by the Reaper's hand.
That is a circular-ass argument. What? Like, seriously, what? Ain't been here in a bit due to only recently finishing the AA games. Didn't know I had a new model. Yeah! I debuted it a while ago. With the current thoughts of the events, it would make sense. It's not like the defense hasn't done some leaps like this. That's true. It's just that it makes me sad. It makes me sad seeing Kazuma do that. You know? I was literally just praising that he wasn't making leaps in logic, and wasn't pulling evidence out of his ass like other prosecutors, and now he is. Order! 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 This feels too easy to disprove. Swear this man's going easy on us. Yeah.
Very well, I hereby state the current opinion of the court, by which I mean literally just me. Oh, I'm lonely. I miss having a jury. Barrick Van Zieks is an outstanding prosecutor who has rendered great service to his country. However, it is with deep regret that I must concur with Prosecutor Asogi's contention, that the defendant's testimony exhibits a number of stark inconsistencies with the known facts.
All I have done is state the truth as I know it. Can you state the truth a little more concretely? Kazuma's done a brilliant job as ever, except for that last point. He's drawing on his experience as a defense attorney to build his prosecution case. And it's formidable, and a little bit hot.
Counsel, you will submit the board that you just showed the court as evidence. I believe it to be fundamental in establishing the facts surrounding the Reaper's existence. Thank you, my lord.
Notice board. Okay. Hold on. I want to look at it. My God! Oh, what's this? Mr. Naruhodo, look! Oh, yeah, it's a smudge of some kind. What could that red color be? In fact, it looks just like a handprint.
And the color. That's blood, isn't it? Oh dear, how disturbing.
Interesting. This is why you always look at new pieces of evidence when the prosecution pulls it out of their ass. Look at those pins. R. Oh my god, they're investigating Team Rocket. Holy shit.
There are details of a whole raft of cases dating back years on here, aren't there?
This paper from 10 years ago is browning with age, look.
Out of interest, the most recent thing appears to be this newspaper cutting here.
Oh, it's the same Red-Headed League advertisement that Mr. Sholmes had picked out. Huh. I mean, he didn't pull this one, you saw it yourself, couldn't examine it? Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's interesting. I know Gregson was investigating that, but I don't know what the tie-in is. Like, what does this have to do with it, you know?
And do you remember? There was a red hairpiece at the scene, too.
Was Inspector Gregson an exponent of the Red-Headed League, then? Maybe he just, you know, was short on cash. Salary lowered a bit too few times. I like how we can examine, like, the actual notice board, but he says that the police documents are, like, classified. But, like, did they remove them from here? Because it looks pretty full to me. Like Sholmes and his multicolor hair, yeah.
And now the prosecution would like to call new witnesses to the stand. Witnesses who saw events unfold on the day in question. They were mentioned in the previous testimony too, if you remember.
Yeah, the merchants. Yeah, the street sellers who heard the gunshot and went running into the room. Let me guess, it's someone that was on the jury before. Maybe you can look at them, but the rest of the gallery can't? Ah, I see.
The defendant may step down from the witness stand.
Sure, whatever. Certainly, my lord. I don't like it here anyway. Is that fucking Little Red Riding Hood? Oh, there he is. Yep.
So, witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court.
Do we have to do this like... Oh, I don't like that at all.
Names? We don't use names. Far too fancy for the likes of us.
Oh, we're just free and easy. Sell what we like, live where we want to live.
I give them all a vacant stare when they walk down Fresno and spin a few words into a verse for them. For only £100.
Of course the match seller's a cute girl. Have you guys heard that, like, story? The story of the little match seller? The match girl lives, yeah!
Would I be right in assuming that all three of you make your living by selling wares on the street?
Everyone calls me gossip. I sell jaunty little tidbits to passers-by, you know?
Oh, so you're an information broker, but like shitty. Have you been choked? That's a concerning bruise on your neck. Huh. Jaunty little titbits?
Got an absolute smasher for you, sir. Right up your ginnel it is. 6 is the price and not a penny less.
I don't like his lip. Wait, you're actually trying to sell it to me now?
Oh, come on, sir. Don't tell me you're not interested.
Try the man.
Give them the money and see what it is.
Why am I paying for it? Cause you pay for it. You've got like the fancy prosecutor clothes now. I bet you have a fancy prosecutor pay too.
Pay the man, counsel.
Why me? Alright, 6 it is. Jesus.
You won't regret it, sir. I now got your listening ears on.
The witnesses enjoying from promoting their business on the stand.
Just between us, a young couple on Schleich Street have just had twins.
Bruh. And that's gonna be plot relevant next case. Give me my fucking money back. That's why he has choke marks. Yeah, I'm about to fucking choke this man out too. Is that it? I hate that. I really do.
No, that's not it. It's gossip, isn't it? It wants to spread, but that bit's up to you and your mouth, of course. I got more, you know. Want another good juicy one? 6 a piece. It is. If you're curious.
I am curious, yes, about what's going on just under that fat bottom lip of yours. And namely that unusual bruise or whatever it is that's poking out from under your collar. Maybe he just tied his choker on a little bit too tight, you know?
What about the next witness then? What name do you go by and what do you sell?
Oh, me? I'm Venus. That's what everyone calls me. Funny, innit? I sell these lovely little fireworks to all the local school kids.
Oh, that's bad. You lit it on your ass?
6 a pop, what do you say?
Don't make me do it again. Oh, God. You weren't exaggerating with little. Do they actually sell?
Oh, yeah. The second years can't get enough of my Venus firecrackers. Especially when I tell them that if they get 100, they could blow up the school.
Don't come to school tomorrow. Don't come to school tomorrow. I finally saved up like 100 Venus firecrackers. What the fuck?
Not the most savory of ideas, young lady.
Oh, what do you say then, eh? Want to part with 6 for a pop?
Kid spending 6 whole quid on firecrackers? I guess. Wait, what? You want me to buy one?
Tell you what, I'll let you in on a little secret. If you get 100 of them, you could blow up the whole courtroom.
You know what? Wouldn't be the first time in Ace Attorney. Gotta love our unethical woman. Try the woman. God damn it, why are you guys, like, peer pressuring me into spending my money?
Give her the money and see if she's right.
Pay the woman, counsel.
Bruh. Alright, I'll buy one. Jesus.
Lovely stuff, right then. This is something a bit extra just for you. The Venus Special, only 600 pence.
600?
It's 100 of my regular fireworks. Nothing little about that, is there?
This is a fantastic bit. And there'd be nothing little about the punishment if I blew up the Old Bailey either. Venus Firecracker's been entered in the court record. Venus Special Firecracker consisting of 100 smaller fireworks at 6 pence each. What sort of bang could it make? Oh, hold on. Before we go on with this bit, I want to look at these. Interesting. Is there even anything I can look at here? Oh, the fuse. Oh my god. Is this the fucking gunshot? No, but there would have been like several of them.
Have you had an idea, Mr. Naruto? You're staring at the end of the string of fireworks.
Yeah, splash text about the bang. Yeah. Sorry, it's just that it's the Venus Special. I was wondering what 600 pence worth of fireworks would sound like. Definitely relevant, yeah.
Shall we find out?
What? But she said it could blow up the courtroom. No, it fucking can't. Look how tiny this shit is. I don't know. Can you really, like, mistake that for a gun? That doesn't really, like, maybe a pop gun, like a toy gun. Alright, that was a fairly sizable bang.
My ears are still ringing, Mr. Naruto. It sounded almost exactly like...
Oh, okay, I guess it does sound like a gunshot, even though it didn't really. Pop, pop. It goes off like a gunshot, I wonder. It's just one bang, for some reason. Even though, you know, it's several fireworks, all tied to the same fuse. How the fuck does that work? How the fuck does that work? Ace Attorney, explain. Ace Attorney, fucking explain. What the fuck do you mean by this? Interesting. And the last witness. What name do you go by and what do you sell?
I'm a thinker, me. I think all sorts of thoughts. I think, therefore I am. I am, therefore I think.
Oh, you have dementia. You're just an old man with dementia on the street holding a sign. Unless they just lit up one. But that's not how the fucking thing works. It has one fuse that's tied to literally all of them. Unless they pulled one off and then, like, lit that.
Because I stand there on the street, watch the world go on about me. They call me the Observator, or the Observator.
Get out of it, old man. Everyone calls you Shanvich, and you know it.
So you don't actually sell anything? The fuck are you here for? Problem shared is a problem halved, as they say. I give advice, I do, and I think what it means.
Hot. Actual what? Actual what? Actual hero? Oh,
don't actually sell anything, no, come to think of it.
Sandwich.
Sandwich.
Pity.
No more purchases today. Please. Cosmo wanted me to spend my money again. God damn it. You fucking bitch. Comedy comes in threes, I guess.
Well, we have quite a cast here, it seems. Quite a menagerie. A motley crew. They conduct their business on Fresno Street from morning until night, my lord.
Except for, you know, the dude with the sign. He also was, you know, driving a carriage, but I guess he got fired from that job for stealing. Oh, yeah, he got fired for overcharging. I forgot.
And always in the same place, directly adjacent to the crime scene. I see, and thus they heard the gunshot, I suppose. Not only that, but they...
Oh, and... Van Zeek said that, like, oh, the gun... He thinks that the gun was fired because he could smell gunpowder, right? But a firework would also have gunpowder. So... Boom bam, it's solved.
Not only that, but they very bravely ran inside to see what was going on and witness the crime.
Well, I'll be beggared, I thought. Just between us.
Venus de Milo, what am I to do? What a terrible thing I saw.
What I think is if all what we see is light and shadow, playing with our eyes, is any of it real?
Yeah, this dude, I think he went insane after getting fired from his cabbie job.
Very well. The court will hear the formal testimony of these three witnesses now. You will describe in detail what you witnessed and heard at the time of the incident.
If you haven't heard one before either. I mean, I guess it could sound like one if you haven't heard one before, but, like, Van Zeeks has definitely heard one before. And, like, he shouldn't fucking, you know, confuse that, but I guess in Ace Attorney, that's just what guns sound like, right?
We shot the whole thing from start to finish, we did. Everything from the moment they went in the building.
It was less than a minute after the Reaper had gone inside that we all heard the Big Bang. The Big Bang Theory.
Seems to me that quick to talk is quick to walk. Gossip couldn't wait to go and see what had happened.
I ran into the room and there he was. The Reaper, gun in hand, standing over the dead body.
I was scared half to death, me. So I ran off to find a copper.
Interesting. If these witnesses were there the whole day and saw everything, who did they see going inside the building?
Only the victim, Inspector Gregson, and the accused, Barrick Van Zeeks.
I seen pictures of that Reaper in the paper. I know what he looks like.
Look at it this way, they heard a bang and someone with a gun. They probably correlated it to that. Okay, but the fucking match girl surely knows what the sound of her own firework is, right? Right? And, like, they seem pretty chummy with each other. I imagine the other two would also know what her fireworks sound like.
And just between us, folk love stories like this. I've made myself a tidy sum already.
But wait, the room was just one of several flats in the building. Someone from another flat could have done it.
All those flats on Fresno Street are unoccupied.
A memory panic can change perceptions, I guess.
Of course they are. They're small, damp, and dirty, and expensive to boot.
The room in which the inspector is found is the only property in the building that's currently leased.
That's crazy.
And we know the leaseholder's name, don't we? It's Hugh Boone.
The testimony the Kurt has just heard would appear to leave little room for doubt. It's becoming increasingly difficult to see how anyone other than the defendant could have committed the crime.
Bruh. I hate that he flaps his lip flaps like that. Well, he's flapping his gums. Like, that's the joke, I guess. Right? No! Renting in New York type of flats, huh? No, I'm sure, like, that room was way bigger than your average New York, you know, $3,000 a month studio. In Japan, gossip would easily get charged with defamation. Well, it's a good thing we're not in Japan.
Thank you for your candor, my lord. Counsel for the defense, you may proceed to cross-examine the witnesses.
Yes, my lord. In a closed court like this, without a jury, the judge is the only person whose opinion matters. I have to break down this testimony. Somehow. I mean, like we always do with, you know, multi-witness testimonies. We press until someone goes, "What?" The witness's account.
We saw the whole thing from start to finish, we did.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick, so I'll see you all in a couple minutes. BRB. I return. I can't believe I have to return to Gossip's fucking lip flap. Disgusting. Saw the whole thing from start to finish.
Hold it!
When you say they, who do you mean exactly? Inspector Gregson and the defendant, Lord Van Zeeks?
I suppose so. And the likes of us don't know the names of the high and mighty.
You said you saw him. I hate this. I fucking hate this animation. But like, didn't you say that you saw him in the newspaper? Can you not read?
But I'll tell you one thing, it was the old Reaper that went in last, that's for short and certain.
Hold it. Is that a singular or plural they? Is there someone non-binary in the court right now? Just behind Inspector Gregson, did they arrive at the same time as each other?
No, not at all. The first fellow must have gone inside a good 15 minutes before we heard that gunshot.
Huh. They might have called him the Reaper in the paper? Maybe, yeah. The victim arrived 15 minutes before? Are you sure about that? More eye-catching to say the Reaper? Yeah, that's true.
Am I sure? Does it seem likely that I'd have forgotten a fellow with bright red hair like that, does it?
Yeah. His hair really were red, weren't it? Redder than my flaming fireworks, even.
That fiery red mop's still burnt on the inside of my eyelids, it is.
Wait a minute, you're saying the man was a redhead?
Weren't you listening, chum? Aye, it was a redhead. And he had a big trunk with him as well. And his ass was fat.
But Inspector Gregson's hair isn't red. Not by any stretch of the imagination. He mostly doesn't have hair at all.
It seems likely that the person you saw wasn't in fact Inspector Gregson at all, but some other third party.
No. I hate to break it to you, but the witnesses are correct.
What? Who could have seen this coming?
Just have a look at this photograph of the victim that was taken at the scene.
My God. Yeah, that's Inspector Gregson, all right. I cannot believe this man was off-screened.
And a red hairpiece.
It's pretty obvious he found the wig, yeah.
Of course. We saw one on the floor when we investigated the scene, didn't we?
I still refuse to believe Inspector Gregson wore a hairpiece, though. So then why on earth would he have been wearing something like that? To infiltrate the fucking Redhead League shit. He doesn't have access to fancy fucking potions like Sholmes.
The color just seemed to suit the man, one might say.
What? What? The Judge, it would fit you better with your robes. Shitty disguise, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
The photograph will be submitted as evidence, please, counsel.
Oh, there's more to this photo. Hold on. There's more to this photo. You zoomed in, you sons of bitches, so I wouldn't notice, but I've fucking noticed. There's a thing in his pocket. What the fuck is that? Is that an L wrench, or is that like the tip of a photograph? Is that a wrench in your pocket, or are you just, dead? Goddamn. I cannot believe this man was off screen. A belt buckle? Oh. Is that a belt? Okay, that's just a belt buckle. Then what the fuck am I supposed to find here that's hidden? Usually it's like obvious the moment that I open the picture. Because there's photos in Ace Attorney are never only the thing that they introduced, right? There's gotta be something else. What else is there? Is it the slightly green fingertips? Or am I just going insane? Sholmes' disguise was not better. I mean, he at least, like, chemically changed all of his hair so that they can't just rip off his hair and be like, that's a wig! What is there supposed to be here? What's the other clue? What's the other clue? Am I insane? These are like slightly green tinged, right? But that wouldn't be it, right? Because they would make it more obvious. I'm confused. And what became of the trunk that the red-headed victim was supposedly carrying?
I was informed that no trunk was found at the scene.
So it just disappeared?
What, do you expect us to been watching the building every second, do you?
We definitely saw him in the dock going in, though. We definitely saw him in the dock going in, though. And no question about that. Oh, it was less than a minute after the Reaper had gone inside that we all heard a Big Bang. Big Bang Theory.
By which presumably you mean the gunshot.
I saw these little things, don't I? How would I know what a gunshot sounds like?
Okay.
But I've always thought it probably sounds a bit like this, doesn't it?
No, who the hell is this, Red Hood? Where's the big bad wolf? Maybe it's the dude with the big bad lip to her, left. And you say that you heard the noise almost as soon as you saw the defendant here enter the building.
That's right. It was almost straight away. Bang, it went, just like that.
Well, he's the Reaper, isn't he? It's what the French call a fait accompli.
I don't actually know what the fuck.
Now, when the Reaper's around, people are going in the ground. I mean, that's what he does, isn't it?
I think we get the message. Bro's lip is worse than Goku's scoliosis. What?
The Reaper couldn't allow the inspector to live after he discovered his secret hideout.
That's a bit of... I don't know, Kazuma. That's a pretty weak case.
There can be no clearer motive for the crime. Yes. It's certainly an eminently credible motive.
Great.
And at that point you ran inside. Is that correct? Seems to me that quick to talk is quick to walk. Gossip couldn't wait to go and see what had happened.
So, when Gossip ran to see what had happened, did you go too?
Well, I'm a bit hampered, see? All the signs that I can't move very well.
Because you've got like 10 signs on you.
You were away behind, presumably, with that sandwich board around your neck and that big sign in your hand.
What a great burden you bear. Pardon me for asking, Mr. Sandwich, but, is it possible you and I have met before?
Oh, I'm not anybody, me. The signs are what make me who I am now. I sign, therefore I am.
So you weren't employed as an omnibus driver just under a year ago, then?
Oh, God!
This man's about to have a heart attack. Someone get this man a coat.
I might be mistaken, but I believe his trembling has intensified, Mr. Naruto. You might want to lay off, lest you catch another murder charge.
Yeah, I agree. He's clearly been through a lot.
Turn down King Henry Street and Black Widow's Arms is just there.
Oh dear, you've made him hide behind a sign.
Life is full of surprises. Fuck is happening?
I ran into the room and there he was, the Reaper gunning it and standing over the dead body.
He's shaking so much, yeah. So, then you were the first person to arrive on the scene. Is that right?
That I was, kicked the door open like a professional I did, and yelled out, "What's going off here?"
Lord Van Zieks claims all he heard was a man scream, though.
Nice. And was it dark inside the room?
No, not dark at all. There were candles burning on the wall.
Really? Huh. What reason would either Van Zieks or this guy have to lie?
And there was a fella collapsed on the floor. Just between us. It's the first thing I noticed when I got inside.
I see. Even though Lord Van Zieks claims not to have seen any such lights on the wall.
The next thing I noticed was someone standing right beside the body.
Visual impairment. Yeah, Van Zieks is straight up just blind. He's got that, macro degeneration or whatever. The accused, Barrack Van Zieks.
Ah, that's right, the pale-faced Reaper himself. I was a little shocked. I won't deny it, but I'm no lily-livered coward. I stood my ground and gave that Reaper a cold-eyed stare myself.
What's up with that?
Excuse me.
You ran out of the room, didn't you? Do you have something to add, Mr. Sandwich? Mr. Sandwich. Fucking Mr. Sandwich.
There's really nothing to me. Empty in the head I am, just 2 slices with no middle.
It's Barrack, not Baron. Yeah, it's Barrack. It's Barrack. He's not a baron. He is a noble, but he's not a baron. Calling someone sandwich in court is great. You fucking sandwich!
So, what are you? An idiot sandwich. So, I don't know what you could want with me.
I think that maybe you just remembered something. Given that you reacted audially. Having heard Mr. Gossip's last statement, I mean. You know, I kind of wish that this game wouldn't, like, give you that sound cue that someone is reacting. I wish you had to, like, be on the lookout for it. Kind of like, Apollo Justice, right? You would have to look at them, like, on pretty much every statement, to discern whether or not they, have any tics or not.
What I think is, we're all nothings, really. We try to dress ourselves up as something else, but at the end of the day, we're all just street sellers.
Is that his nose hair? It's supposed to be a mustache, but that is disturbing me now. Now that you say it.
That's enough out of you, sandwich. Keep your trap shut now. Unless you want us to make you into a real sandwich.
What does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? Like, I know this is meant to be a threat, but what does this mean? You're gonna put him in between 2 slices of bread?
When he saw the Reaper, he fell clean over on his backside.
That's it?
Oh, you rotten beggar. I told you to keep that a secret.
He screamed, he did. Screamed and scrambled off on all 4s. That's what I wanted to say.
Mr. Gossip, is this true? The floor was dead slippery, that's why. Planted my hand in a filthy pool of blood, didn't I? Yuck! What? A pool of blood? But listen here. Even when I was sprawled out on the floor, I still kept giving that Reaper a cold hard stare, and don't you forget it. Let's go back a little. Did you say you got blood on your hand? Oh. 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 Whoa. Oh. Oh. I did. That happens to the best of us at times, doesn't it?
Looking at this guy is giving you instant psychic damage. Have you seen his lip flap animation? How is he the bloody print? Yeah, that's what I want to know. Like,
So I was scared, so I slipped over. We can keep it just between us, can't we?
you've said it in front of the entire courtroom. No, Mr. Gossip. I'm gonna have to ask you to add that information into your formal testimony.
Oh, if I must.
The witness will amend his testimony to include the aforementioned details at once.
The board had to be knocked forward. Maybe, yeah.
I slipped over and got blood on my hand, so I quickly wiped it off on the floor.
I'm probably gonna present here, but I'm gonna press it.
Hold it!
He cares about appearances of falling over with a lip like that. I'll have you know that he's very proud of that lip. Can't believe Mr. Gossip has a big mouth. Oh damn, Kazuma's alive! Oh yeah. Oh, whoa. No way. Yeah, he's back from the Pop-Tart factory, but you know, all the Pop-Tarts poisoned his head and now he's a prosecutor. Now we're fighting. We're having a, you know, a marital, like a marital scuff. What the fuck is it called? Tiff. Lover's tiff. Lover's something. I don't... English is gone now. You wiped your hand on the floor?
Well, who wants blood on his hand, huh? Horrible stuff, or they might have thought I'd done it. Huh, no ta.
Yes, because leaving a bloody handprint with your fingerprints is... I guess they don't have... I mean, they do, but like... I guess they don't really know very much about forensic shit yet. But leaving, you know, evidence of your hand at the crime scene is definitely how you avoid a murder charge. He ate too many Pop-Tarts, he passed out, hit his head, got amnesia. He did actually have amnesia. Like, I don't know if... like... He passed out, hit his head, and got amnesia. But he's actually recovered from the amnesia. And then decided to fight me anyway, because his dad's like a serial killer or whatever. And you didn't think that might be a problem?
Does it really matter if I left a few grubby handprints on the floor? They'll get cleaned up in the end, won't they?
If Ryunosuke and Kazuma get together, who mothered the kids? Listen, Susato is just a surrogate, you know? Susato was a surrogate mother for them. He only had amnesia for one case, which is a small amount of time for mystery games. Phoenix Wright had amnesia for like 2 hours, just to throw a fucking tutorial in there.
Don't make a fuss. That's the message from all of us.
God damn, that fucking outfit hugs his pecs.
Is something wrong, Counsel?
No, my lord. I didn't remember anything in the report about a bloody handprint on the floor. That's all.
Don't come at me with all that. You can't intimidate me. I know what I did. I wiped it off on the floor, the blood.
Interesting. I wonder. Could that be what happened?
Mr. Naruhodo.
I don't have all the answers yet, but I think we may have just uncovered a vital clue. Yeah.
I was scared half to death, me, so I ran off to find a copper.
Yes, the girl in the mystery genre whose only job is to call the cops. True, but this was a big plot point, so it's unusual that the amnesia wasn't utilized longer. Yeah. Yeah, I wish that he was just, like, introduced earlier, I guess. But I guess that there wasn't a... Like, I wish that they had introduced, like, Kazuma's amnesia, or at least the assistant, quote-unquote, earlier. But there wasn't really a chance to, because Case 1 was, Susato's case back in Japan, and then we had a flashback case of Natsume's second case that happened immediately after the first. And then the third one is when he's introduced, and then the fourth one, third one's when he's introduced, and also when it's, like, revealed, right? They would have had to do it in 1.5. Yeah. I wish that it was, like, introduced in the first half of the game, but I guess maybe they didn't have it in mind to put it there or something? I don't know. So you didn't run into the room with your friends?
I'm not that sort of girl.
What is that? I wasn't implying anything. Sorry?
I'm a timid little thing, me. I was too scared to go in there. Just because I sell bombs doesn't mean that, you know, I'm not scared of gunshots.
Right. I see.
Oh, Lippy and the witch ran in there. And then I heard a sort of old lady scream.
Sorry, an old lady scream?
Well, that wasn't me, I swear. If I were a gentleman, I'd stake my honor on it.
Bruh. Yeah, it's just weird to have a major thing and get it resolved in the same case. Yeah, I agree.
I wondered what on earth was going on.
Which is when you went to find a policeman.
Oh, yes! And I ran into a copper as soon as I turned the corner. So I brought him straight back to the place. Didn't I do well, eh?
Sure.
Just between us, that copper's eyes nearly popped out of his head when he saw the Reaper.
I've never felt more uncomfortable in all my life.
What a mood.
And the defendant was arrested on the spot, I believe. Considering the catalog of killings the Reaper had carried out, it was a particularly inauspicious end.
I can't find any holes in this testimony.
I'm afraid the judge will give a ruling of guilty, Mr. Naruhodo.
The truth is, though, their combined testimony is fairly damning.
Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be any obvious problems with their statements, do there?
Venus being all cutesy, wonder what for. You know, so you buy her bombs. Sorry, it's not a bomb until you buy 100. They're just firecrackers. Still, if Lord Van Zeeks really is innocent, then I'm almost certain that we'll find something in there that doesn't quite add up.
You don't think that one of these three could be the true culprit, do you?
Nah. No, I don't get that vibe. Who could it be, though? I don't know, but what I do know is that there's more to this case that is yet to be brought to light. Okay. You left a bloody handprint on the floor. Oh, fuck. Nuh-uh.
Objection!
You left it on the notice board. So you wiped off the blood from your hand on the floor of the room. Are you sure about that?
Well, what else did you expect? Do you expect me to have done, huh? Does it really matter?
Objection!
The police found no such handprint on the floor during their investigations. What exactly is the defense asserting?
Chill out, Kazuma. I'm explaining. If you listen, you find out. Prosecutor Asogi.
That was a little hot. A little kickback is kind of nice.
Certainly, there was no bloody handprint found on the floor.
What are you trying to say?
There was a handprint in blood left very clearly at the scene. On the back of this notice board. What is that fucking pose?
Ah, yes, indeed. Indisputably a handprint in the distinctive color of blood.
You're dead right. That's my right hand. I'd know it anywhere.
What? Hot. Actual hero.
Objection.
What?
The witness very definitely testified that he wiped his hand on the floor. Any handprints on the back of the board are irrelevant.
Objection!
How the fuck is it irrelevant, Kazuma? Come on. Not if the board itself had fallen over onto the floor. In that case, it's quite possible for the witness's handprint to have ended up there.
Just look at the floor plan of the room. The notice board was in the opposite corner of the room to the victim, and in an upright position.
Which means that shit was moved. What the fuck happened here?
Even if it had somewhat been somehow been toppled and was lying on the floor at the time, it would have been a considerable distance from the body.
I fell over when I came across the body. So I was basically right next to the corpse, not on the other side of the room.
In other words, the defense's assertion is contradictory.
Okay, then how the fuck did it end up there, huh? What the fuck, Kazuma? Yes, it is. That's the fucking point, Kazuma. There's a very definite contradiction here, for which there must be a reason.
I take it that you formulated a proper hypothesis, Counsel?
Not really.
Regarding this apparent discrepancy between the witness's account and the handprint found at the scene.
I have, my lord. This discrepancy between the witness's account and the location of the handprint is explained by... the board moving? Is it on wheels? It's not. But the board could have been moved, right? The real contradiction here is the handprint itself, not where it was found. As the court can see, it's upside down. Okay.
Good gracious, so it is! If the witness had put his hand against the board, the finger should be pointing upwards.
Wait. Confused. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I'm confused. That one's confusing to me.
What does that tell us?
It tells one simple fact. When this handprint was made, the board must have been lying on the floor as I previously suggested. Which means that after the incident, it must have been moved.
What?
God, why is he sticking his ass out like that?
You're claiming that somebody moved the notice board after the shooting. Then tell the court who.
I don't know that yet, but the point is... when you consider all the testimony we've heard so far, we can now be very clear on one point.
And that would be?
The position of the notice board at the time of the incident, my lord. I'm so confused as to where we're going with this.
So, counsel, I must ask you to clarify your assertion for the court.
Yeah, me too. Clarify it for me as well.
At the time of the incident, where do you maintain the notice board was situated?
Fucking here, I guess?
Take that!
This is the only possible location. Oh. Huh. Okay, hold on. Wait, okay. Wait, I gotta bring my mouse out for this so I can, like, point at shit. Like, okay, so... Assuming that... Van Zieks was here, maybe his view of the body, since it's laying on the floor, was obstructed by the notice board, right? But, like, would that also have obstructed his view of the candles? Because he said it was dark in there, right? Well, did he say it was dark, or did he just say that he couldn't see the body? I mean, like, I was thinking that his view would have been obstructed by the door anyway. No, but I guess he closed it. But then, like, when they open the door, like, bam, the fucking notice board gets knocked over. Both? Okay. The notice board gets knocked over, and then he's like, whoa, there's a body there. Huh.
Immediately adjacent to the doorway.
If the court would think back to the testimony given by the defendant earlier, he said that when he entered the room, it was dark, and he couldn't see the body. Buy it! If the notice board had been here, the body would have been completely hidden from view. I mean, I guess from his height. Like, I was like, oh, but there's a gap underneath. But, like, I guess from Van Zieks' height, he'd be looking down like this, and the body would, like, be behind, like, around here. But would he have said... Would it still have been dark, though? I don't know. Sorry, I don't want to do Kazuma's job for him. And the light from the candles would have been blocked, making the room appear darker. Interesting.
But the accused also claims that the victim's body simply appeared before him.
Because the notice board was knocked over.
That's true. Or, in his precise words.
Just as I picked the firearm up to examine it, the door flew open and I heard a man scream. It was only then that the body of Inspector Gregson appeared before me. I don't know about calling it a scream, but he was talking about me, no mistake. 'Cause it was me that kicked the door open. If you look again at the floor plan, consider what would happen if the door to the room was thrown open with force. Bonk.
That can't.
The door struck the notice board, knocking it over and making the victim's body visible. So it appeared, quote unquote. No mirror trickery.
Oh, good gracious.
My client has told nothing but the truth. So help him God. He has simply described what he saw.
Ugh.
Honestly, that was a pretty tame, flinch animation, Kazuma. I want something more funny. Like, Van Zieks is a pretty funny one. He's like, ugh!
Order! Order! Council, how has this not come to light before now?
After the incident, somebody must have righted the board and moved it. Into the position where the police, myself and my colleague, saw it when investigating the room. Which means that one of the fucking merchants did it, I think. Maybe. Venus, probably?
Witness, what do you have to say for yourself?
What? Me, my lord? My lord?
You and your fellows were there at the scene before anybody else. Crime scene tampering, whoa. You know what? I'm fine with murder, but I draw the line at times, crime scene tampering. It goes without saying that you must know something about the position of the notice board.
The witnesses in the stand will testify again. You will each explain exactly what you did upon arriving at the scene of the crime.
Hey, stop looking over your glasses at me. I get the message.
Jesus. Why are you like this? Actually, you know what? Hold on. Hold the fuck on. Hold the fuck on! Wait a minute! Wait a fucking minute! Wait, that's his fucking hair! That's his hair and his eyebrows, his box cutter eyebrows. That's fucking him! What the fuck? What happened to his lip? Wait. What the fuck is the implication here? Wait. What does it mean? What does it mean? He got nerfed, what the fuck? Oh, that's why it says he appears to have no particularly distinctive facial features. I see. Because, like, I'm gonna bring up, hey, doesn't this witness look a little bit like this guy? And then, like, Kazuma is probably gonna be like, but where's his big-ass fucking lip? Or some shit. Like, that's so interesting. What the fuck does this mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? Oh, his nose is different too. Okay. This is so interesting. But it's the same hair. That can't be coincidence. Right? Yeah, the nose ain't right, but it's gotta be something. There's gotta be something here.
I don't know anything about that there notice board. I just wiped my hand on it, that's all.
Maybe it's one of his relatives or something? Maybe.
Oh, don't look at me. I haven't got a clue about it. I was doing business with some second years at the time.
Oh. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Wait, it's a little hard to see on stream. But look at that. Ain't that a beautiful fire animation that is totally lined up with the match? Ain't that ain't that beautiful? Oh, that's great. That's great. Pop. You were selling bombs to second years? Yeah, she tells the second years, hey, if you buy 100 of my firecrackers, it can blow up the school. So
Well, don't look at me. I haven't got a clue about it. I was doing business with some second years at the time.
I don't know anything about anything. I'm just a bystander, me. Just a sign at the crossroads of life.
honestly, based would buy them.
It was the Reaper, I bet. He's got a face that screams bored.
What? The fuck does that mean?
I can't see how this changes anything anyway. The detective still died when we heard the gunshot. So none of you can elaborate further. Shaken by the crime they witnessed, and with only the light of a few candles and an oil lamp by which to see. We can't expect these witnesses to be able to give a more precise account of what happened.
That's right, yeah. It don't pay to expect too much.
It's man's endless quest for knowledge that's destroying the world. That's what I think.
Do you? Really?
In any case,
He's not having any of this fucking wacky bullshit. Like, wacky witness bullshit.
as this testimony shows, even if the notice board was moved by somebody following the incident, it makes no difference. When the gunshot rang out, the accused was the only person at the scene.
Yeah, but if he was on the other side of the room, it wouldn't have been fucking point blank, though. So, like, think about it.
In short, the only person who could possibly have committed this crime is Barrick Van Zieks. None of this wrangling over the board changes that simple fact.
These guys are being sus as hell.
Quite so, quite so. Does the defense still wish to cross-examine the witnesses despite the circumstances?
Duh. Bruh. Objection, suicide's not ruled out. Would someone, like, committing suicide really shoot themselves in the gut, though? Also, why would he? Most certainly, my lord.
Very well, then you may proceed, counsel.
At the scene of the crime.
Mystery of the moving board.
I don't know anything about that notice board. I just wiped my hand on it, that's all.
Hold it!
So you admit that it was the board you wiped your bloody hand on?
Admit it? What's to admit? It's there plain as day for all to see, a smashing print of my right hand.
Oh, I thought I heard the reaction sound effect. Perhaps you wanted to hide that handprint. So you righted the notice board and pushed it into the corner, did you?
No. Imagine a weight of that great lump. Do I look like a powerful and well-nurtured man?
Well, did you see anybody else moving the board?
I've got nerves of steel, I can tell you, but even I have my limits. Twisted karma, this last bow.
Yep. No, I won't cross-examine. I give up.
There was a body on the floor in front of me, and the Grim Reaper himself standing over it. And there was precious little light inside either. My bottom lip was all a quiver.
I hate the mental image of that.
In other words, this witness is unable to give definite testimony on that point. Yes, so it would seem.
Bum, ba, ba, bum, ba, ba, bum. I love the voice acting you're doing for gossip. It's a fun voice.
Well, don't look at me. I haven't got a clue about it. I was doing business with some second years at the time.
When you say you were doing business with them, you mean you were selling them fireworks?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what else? There's a priory school just round the corner, see? And they all hate it there, so they do want to collectively blow it up. I think some of them are, pooling in to create a large enough firework to blow up the school. Good for them, and good for me. Good business. Those cheeky little so-and-sos have got a plan to blow it up, to blow their school to kingdom come.
That's bad. Huh.
So I've been telling on them, letting their teachers know what they've been up to.
Oh, and then they confiscate the fireworks so you can sell them more. You fucking bitch. Oh, you have?
Yeah, wouldn't want anyone to get hurt. So I let the school know the kids are playing with dodgy toys. Then, praise the Lord, the teachers take all the fireworks off them. And then, praise the Lord again, the kids all come back to me to buy more. Everyone's happy, see?
I mean, the kids are very much not happy, probably. They're also probably using their parents' money for that, so... what a racket. You know what? I'm not gonna knock the hustle. I'm not gonna knock the hustle.
Of course. And sometimes the teachers give me a little bonus to thank me for letting them know. It's a busy old life, selling explosives.
At some point, they would just go buy actual bombs. You speak from experience. What does that mean? I love Venus so much. She's a bitch. I want to be her. Yeah, she's pretty good.
Venus is a guileful goddess indeed.
Well, telling barefaced lies is kind of...
Don't do that.
Telling barefaced lies is kind of my thing, really. I'm ever so good at it.
Man, this old man is just telling... He's like tattling on everyone, huh?
Excuse me.
Brazilian public school's wild. Something wrong again, Mr. Sandwich?
If I said it was, could we leave it at that? Would that be the end of it?
No. Did Ms. Venus' statement just now bring something to mind, perhaps? It's a good thing everyone reacts so visually.
Philosophical thoughts, deep philosophical thoughts. You know, deep philosophical thoughts like, is it immoral to sell bombs to school children? Yes.
Huh? He's supposed to be the observant or whatever he said his name was at first. Yeah.
Let's just say there was a great liar. And that great liar said without batting an eye, telling barefaced lies is kind of my thing. I'm ever so good at it. Would those words of hers be a lie too, or the truth? In which case, she's not a liar.
Beppo Sandwich has dementia or something. Listen, getting fired from his job at his age is pretty awful.
Oh, it's a hellish paradox, that one. Don't you think? It's like saying, this sentence is a lie. Is it a lie or is it the truth?
What? I'm not entirely sure what the fuck you're talking about, to be honest. But, it seems to me you're suggesting Miss Venus has been lying. Are you?
Yes, and also no. She scares me.
What are you on about, old man? Trying to cause trouble, are you? Do I need to blow up your home again? You've gone through so many cardboard boxes at this time. Keep on like that. And I'll wrap your whole body in firecrackers and set 'em off. That'll give you something to tremble about.
Renosuke was an English major, not a philosophy major. Was he an English major? That's kind of crazy if he is. But like... Didn't they say, like, earlier... No, I guess he was good at English. I think they mentioned that, yeah. So I guess he was an English major. That's kind of crazy, though. I think he should have been an art major. It would have been funny. It would make him warmer. That's true! He would be warm for the rest of his life.
You have a startlingly disturbing mind behind that sweet and innocent face, young lady.
Oh, yes, that's kind of my thing. So Miss Venus has lied in her testimony. Is that what you're saying, Mr. Sandwich? Please, can you just talk normal?
She scares me though.
He's got like the end of a grilled hot dog for a nose. Do you see that? Like, it looks edible.
Well, if it means I'll be burning in hellfire for the rest of my days, so be it. At least I'll be warm. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Can you elaborate, please, sir?
No. Old Blabbermouth here, headed for the room where the gunshot seemed to come from. But there was someone else who crept up the stairs behind him, too. That's right. The rotten liar over there.
Oh, fuck off, old man.
I see it now.
Do you mean to say that you did in fact betake yourself to the scene of the crime after all?
I never said I didn't. I just said I, called the cops. What did I tell you, eh?
Don't do that.
I said I was good at telling barefaced lies, didn't I?
You're sworn in. That's illegal. Yes, you mentioned it.
Well, that revelation rocked the whole courtroom, didn't it?
Who knew firecrackers packed such a punch? Maybe they can be bombs, if you buy enough of them.
So you did indeed visit the scene of the crime, did you, young lady? Good grief.
Well, now that you mention it, I suppose, perhaps, I do clearly remember climbing the stairs to the room, yeah.
Every Ace Attorney witness on their way to commit perjury? Yeah. Every single one. Either you clearly remember it or you don't.
Well, I shall consider a fitting punishment for this perjurious act later. For the time being, you will immediately amend your testimony to reflect the truth.
Oh, yes, my lord. Of course.
She's so, unbothered. She's like, what are you even gonna take from me if I've perjured myself? You're gonna send me to jail where I get free food and free home?
Maybe I did sneak along behind gossip and have a little peek into the room where it all happened. I wanted to be in the room where it happens, you know?
She's definitely gonna blow up the courtroom. Again, would not be the first time in Ace Attorney. You make a habit of lying, do you, Miss Venus?
Well, I suppose so. I don't really know, to be fair.
What?
If you want my advice, though, I'd take everything I say with a big pinch of salt. You know, one of those compulsive liars. I just kind of lie because I want to.
All right, but you did in fact go to the room where the victim was killed on the day in question, didn't you?
Oh, please, as if I would. I can't think of anything more terrifying.
Mate, wait, this would be the first time? Next time happens over a century later? Yeah, but from our standpoint, you know? The truth, please.
Fine. Well, all right, just a bit then. I did want to see the body. I mean, a girl my age is curious about stuff, you know?
Did you touch anything at the scene? Like the body, perhaps?
Oh, please. As if I would. I mean, there was a dead body on the floor. I did touch the body a little bit, though.
The truth, please.
Well, all right. Just a bit then. I had a look to see if there was anything I could sell, like the body, perhaps. So I did give the place a once-over, but it was nothing to write home about. I put a bomb in the body. As, you know, advertisement.
Right. Now, I hesitate to ask, but you didn't move the notice board by any chance, did you?
Oh, please! As if I would touch anything like that. Just a few bits of loose change is all I add.
The truth, please.
Well, all right then. I thought there might be something worth having underneath it. So, I blasted the flippin' thing. Sorry, flipped the blasted thing.
You're telling us that you did move that board.
I think that did slip out, didn't it? I did just say that.
She lied in every single statement.
You know, as a girlie does. Didn't you know all women do these days is eat hot chip and lie?
What? You daft bomb pot!
I don't believe it. The girl doesn't think.
Listen, she just lies. She eat hot chip, be bisexual, and lie. So, did you find anything then? Something that you might have taken, perhaps, to sell?
Oh, please. I should be so lucky.
The truth now.
In my imagination.
Kazuma is sick of her fucking shit.
I might have found this old pocket watch under the notice board, I suppose. But a bit of junk like this can't be worth much, if you ask. Oh!
What?
So it was you.
Was it? You're the one who took it. The one who took. What took it? Gina?
Young lady, may I remind you where you are?
That watch there. That was a present to Inspector Gregson from the yard for a big case he solved 10 years ago.
The professor case, no doubt.
The boss used to wind it up every evening without fail when he was waiting for his grub to come at the pub.
I see.
Oh, I see. I swapped it off him once and blimey, he was upset. He gave me a right earful. Gina is best girl. I love Gina.
Said he hadn't missed a day in the last 10 years, polishing it and winding it. It meant the world to him, that watch did.
Possibly not the best thing to go diving for, then. Listen, old habits die hard.
It's not all that, though. I took it to Jabez's that night to ask him how much it was worth, but the old dealer wouldn't touch it. Wouldn't give me a penny for it. Said it wasn't working. Knocked about and worthless, he called it.
Oh, I knew I should have lifted it.
Gina!
That watch must be submitted as evidence at once.
Oh, please, just so long as you promise to give it back when we're done.
It's not yours.
Not a chance. I'll swipe it from you if you do try to get your grubby mitts on it again.
These two are feuding. It's two thieves. Two thieves, like, having at it.
That's enough. Hand the watch to the bailiff forthwith.
And now, children, watch your manners.
Yeah, this shit fucking broken as shit. Oh, good lord. The glass appears to be broken. More than likely, it shattered when the inspector was shot.
And British arsonist versus British pickpocketer.
It doesn't tick anymore, either.
So that's 2 counts of perjury, 1 count of petty theft. I think it's been more than 2 counts of perjury, technically. Gina's come such a long way since 1-3. Yeah, thanks to Gregson. Rest in piss.
Which is why Jabez didn't want it. What a waste, eh?
This Jabez is probably gonna be relevant also. Like, cause... Like, if they weren't relevant... If they weren't relevant, they wouldn't be named, right?
Yes, indeed. It appears to have stopped at the hour of 5.
Exactly when the gunshot was heard, then.
Which supports the prosecution's claim, of course.
Fuck. Hmm. What the fuck is this? Ah, there's a teeny little keyhole here. Can you see?
Oh, yes. That's probably for the winder used to wind up the mechanism.
It looks a little unusual, don't you think?
Yes, you need just the right key to wind it, I imagine.
Why do I feel as though I've seen something? Have I? Something a bit like a key that's just about the right size to fit in this hole. What?
It would be wonderful if we had the key. Let's check carefully over what we've already found.
What? Oh, this thing, right. I forgot about you.
The helmet of this charming policeman appears to be a little worse for wear.
I'm not convinced about the charming part, but yes, you're right. The head part looks like it's been fairly heavily manhandled. Almost as if somebody's enjoyed twisting it around and around for fun. Shall we try twisting it around and around too, for fun? For fun. Yeah, there it is. Ah, what's that? This is a really, like, bulky winder for a fucking pocket watch, huh? What's that?
It appears to be some sort of key.
But it's tiny, though. Couldn't be a key for a door, not at that size. Is it tiny? So what is it for, I wonder? I wonder.
Mrs. Otto, do you think perhaps this key could be the key for Inspector Gregson's watch? Oh, yes, it could be. Let's try it at once. There's not a moment to lose.
Oh, shit. It's fucking running again. If it's a pocket watch key, it needs to be tiny. Yeah, but, like... It still looks pretty bulky for a pocket watch. I knew it, a perfect fit.
And look, the inspector's watch has started going again.
Ah, so it's obviously just not been wound up, that's all. What is it, Miss Usato?
Well, if the watch isn't actually broken after all, I have a feeling it could have profound implications.
She's deep in thought now. Perhaps I better start thinking deeply too. Oddly convenient, yeah. That it stops at 5.
Well, it would appear that the mystery of the moving notice board has been solved at least. And as predicted, it had very little bearing on the case.
Nuh-uh! Nuh-uh! New evidence! Nuh-uh! Ugh. Cosmo, why are you so hot in that outfit? Fuck.
Now then, continue with your cross-examination, please, counsel. I don't know anything about anything. I'm just a bystander, me. Just a sign at the crossroads of life.
Hold it!
But you did go to see what had happened in the room, didn't you?
Fresno Street is my whole world. It's all I know, and I know all of it. I have to make it my business to know if I want to hold my sign up high. So, so you did go to see what had happened. It's not the destination that's important. It's how you get there, isn't it?
Did you notice the notice board in the room?
If you think about it, we're both the same species, aren't we? Both different members of the sign family.
Oh, he's a signkin. I see.
So if I'd spotted it, I might have tried to trip it up out of a sense of rivalry, I admit.
Someone really needs to tell you that you're Homo sapiens, not Homo sinians. Did they have that name? I guess, yeah, they would have.
Does that mean that you didn't notice the board, despite it being a notice board? I can only repeat what I said before. I don't know anything about anything. I'm just a bystander, me. Just a sign at the crossroads of life. In which case, just who was responsible for moving the notice board?
Well, yeah, we figured that out already, but whatever. Stop. I hate this fucking animation! I hate this fucking animation.
It was the Reaper, I bet. I bet he's got a face that screams bored.
Hold it!
What exactly do you mean by that?
Oh, come on now. Don't tell us you've not noticed. He looks like he hates everything in the world, that fella.
That's true.
But not notice boards. They're the one thing he likes. You can see it in his eyes.
What? What? His lip looks like a pimple, bro. Yeah. He looks like he's been stung by, like, thousands of bees, but most of them favored his, like, lower right lip. I can't say I've ever noticed.
I'll tell you one thing for free, though. I never took my eyes off that man, off that man on the floor. Or off the Reaper, not for a second.
Sorry?
Well, I was that scared I couldn't. You never know what a fiend like that might do if you look away, do you?
It looks like he has his tongue out, but he doesn't. If you didn't take your eyes off the defendant, you should be able to confirm categorically whether or not he was the one who moved the notice board.
Oh, fuck you. Aye, that I can. The Reaper did nothing of the sort. I can swear to that. I couldn't have missed it. If he'd heaved the thing upright again and dragged it into the corner.
He seems to know about weeping angels. Yeah, just don't look away. Don't look away. It's that easy. Right. Glad we've cleared that up.
What happened to the face that screams bored?
I feel your pain, Kazuma. This is literally every single witness that I've had to deal with, like, in my entire law career.
I can't see how this changes anything anyway. The detective still died when we heard the gunshot.
Hold it!
Nuh-uh. It was 5 o'clock in the afternoon that you all heard the loud bang, wasn't it?
Maybe the notice board fell over, or maybe it didn't. Maybe I fell over, or maybe I didn't. But the Reaper's fate is sealed either way, because of that gunshot we all heard. So your fate's sealed too.
My fate? That's ominous.
That's right. The defense is fated to lose.
That's not nice, Kazuma.
And the prosecution to win.
That's not nice, Kazuma. That's not even like a hot mean. That's just a mean. In other words, it all hinges on that single gunshot. So if I could just find some problem with that part of their story.
It may be possible to change all our fates.
Of course, none of that changes the fact that I heard what I heard, does it?
Not much to go on.
As you've pointed out, Mr. Naruhodo, there's no question that the notice board was moved, so somebody must have done it.
I already did, but it did happen after the event, so
Maybe Kazuma's right and it's not relevant to the case? But it seems to have been deliberately positioned so as to hide the body from view. So I feel sure that there's some deeper significance to all of this.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I've no doubt that there are more clues to be uncovered. You're on the right track, I can feel it. So follow your instincts.
Alright then. I think it's the last statement. Like, he died when we heard the shot, but like, actually, he didn't. Because
Objection.
that. I'm afraid that's not necessarily the case.
Oh, I guess I'll kill myself then. Goodbye, cruel world.
Please don't do that. At the scene, we found this key to the winder of the inspector's pocket watch.
A key.
And having wound the pocket watch, we discovered that it in fact still works. You see, the watch didn't stop because it was broken at all. And that fact completely undermines one of the most fundamental premises on which this entire case has been built.
What?
Look at that fucking pose that Gossip has. Why is he like that?
Order! 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 But counsel, the watch was stopped at almost exactly 5 o'clock.
Just quinky dink.
Yeah, which is when we heard that gunshot.
It is exactly the hour. The time that was showing on the watch tells us nothing other than when it wound down. It's merely a coincidence that it happened to be at 5 o'clock.
Objection.
Can you really believe it?
Even if that's true, the 3 witnesses here all heard the gunshot at 5 o'clock. So that's obviously when the crime was committed.
Nuh-uh. Kazuma, come on. Kazuma, come on.
You're better than this, Kazuma.
Come on.
Objection.
No, that doesn't hold. Why not?
Recall what Inspector Lestrade said only moments ago.
The boss used to wind it up every evening without fail when he was waiting for his grub to come at the pub. Said he hadn't missed a day in the last 10 years, polishing it and winding it. It meant the world to him, that watch did.
The victim was in the habit of winding his watch once a day, in the evening. We can reasonably assume, therefore, that he wound the timepiece on the evening before he died as well.
Yes, that would be entirely reasonable.
But if that's the case, you wouldn't expect the watch to have completely wound down by 5 o'clock the following day.
Oh, why? Well, how do you explain that?
In summary, the evening before the day of the incident, when the gunshot rang out in that room, the inspector was already unable to wind his watch.
You can't mean.
What would stop a man winding his watch if he's been in the habit of winding it every single evening for 10 years? Death! The obvious answer is that he was already dead. Oh shit. I can't with Gossip.
Order! Order! Counsel, that is a most extraordinary claim.
Objection.
Nuh-uh. Extraordinary isn't the word, it's absurd.
Nuh-uh. My testimony's good. Don't be mean, Kazuma.
You claim he was already dead the night before. Do you really think that Scotland Yard's coroner would have overlooked something like that?
Have you seen the autopsy report? Kazuma, have you actually read the autopsy report? The fucking time of death has nothing written under it, Kazuma! Someone fetch the coroner, that weird-ass little girl. It says no time of death, Kazuma.
Well, on that subject, there is something rather surprising. There's actually an omission in the coroner's report.
Man, I don't even have to, like... I don't even have to bring it up. Susato's just gonna say it for me.
The time of death is not noted.
That's right. Oh, wait a minute. You're forgetting that my legs went from under me when I kicked the door in.
What do you mean?
Like I said, I planted my hand in a dirty gray puddle of blood.
Yes. So the victim's blood hadn't dried. It was fresh.
He catches on fast, doesn't he?
Objection.
But that blood could be explained in any number of ways. It could have been put there afterwards. Some fresh blood could have been poured over the victim's body after he...
Does my learned friend...
Okay, that's fucking rude. Okay, Kazuma, you don't have to start taking up Van Zeeks' fucking, like, nicknames for me. You know my name! You know my fucking name, Kazuma. Don't fucking do this to me.
Does my learned friend think that fresh blood is available on every street corner?
At a butcher's, yeah.
Well, it needn't necessarily have been human blood, of course. We don't have forensics yet. We've been told previously that Scotland Yard has no way to identify blood as human.
The problem is currently being researched. At present, you are correct. It is beyond our abilities.
So then a chicken's blood could have been used, for example.
It's certainly a possibility that it wasn't the inspector's blood at all.
Bump, bump. Get down, down. Fuck now, Kazuma.
But the gunshot was heard at 5 o'clock that afternoon. That's beyond question.
Is it though? Fucking is it though, Kazuma? Now you're getting me mad. Now I'm mad. Now that you broke out the learned friend shit, what are you gonna call me fucking Nipponese next? I thought you were better than this, Kazuma.
What?
Given that the time of death of the victim has already been called into question, it isn't beyond the realms of possibility that what these witnesses heard wasn't a gunshot at all.
Oh, please, what are you trying to say?
We've established that the cracker lady is a liar. I don't think you can call her that.
Us lot know what we heard, and it was a loud bang that came from that there room.
What the fuck? He's got a whip?
Now you listen to me. A street seller's ears are his livelihood.
Wait. Whips can also make a gunshot sounding sound. Like, just to establish that. I don't doubt your ears, sir, but all you can state with certainty is that you heard a noise.
Hey?
Explain yourself then, counsel.
A noise that sounds like a gunshot could have been made with this, but also by the whip that the old man has. I'm like, okay. It's a little sus. It's a little sus.
Take that!
Something like this. The culprit could have set off one of these to fake a gunshot.
Oh, good gracious! The very fireworks that are sold by the witness.
No, hold on a minute. Are you saying I did it? My pretty little firecrackers only make a little pop anyway. See?
Not 100 of them wrong fucking voice. Not 100 of them together. The Venus special that you sell for 600 pennies sounds like this. Yes, because they all go off at once somehow. And the court can now attest. It sounds very much like a gunshot. Even, yeah, sure, definitely. Very much sounds like a gunshot, in fact. For sure, Ace Attorney.
You're trying to suggest that somebody set one of these fireworks off at the scene.
I mean, someone was selling them right outside, so I'm suggesting that somebody knew the defendant was in the room at 5 that day and sought to implicate him by creating a sound like a gunshot for these peddlers on Fresno Street to hear.
Objection.
But even the accused himself has testified that he saw no one else in the room at that time.
Rube Goldberg machine. It was set up to go off, like, later on, like at 5. It's that easy.
Whether it was a gun or a firecracker, the only person present to cause that bang was Barrick Van Zeeks.
One whiff of a match and my firecrackers go pop. See? It's why people like 'em.
I fear for your fingers, young lady.
I haven't blown them off yet.
Objection.
Yet. Got close a couple times, though.
Recently, during my time here in Britain, I've learned of a very useful invention indeed. Something called a time bomb.
Oh, good heavens, a bomb! Where?
Yes, a device that allows you to blow up whatever you like, whenever you like.
Mr. Naruhodo, I worry that your unfortunate phrasing there may lead to yet another international incident.
No. It's the whenever you like part that's important. Huh. Wait, blow up whatever you like, whenever you like. Huh.
A timed device.
Yes, exactly, a timed device. Something of that nature could have been planted at the scene. A device that was able to produce the sound of a gunshot long after the culprit had left. You know? Here, wait a minute. The girl, the candelabra perhaps. Well, I think that might have been part of it. But the fucking girl, if my theory from the previous case is in that the girl is the daughter of the coroner lady that we arrested last case and the like weird robot hand guy. Like if my theory about that is correct, then she would also have the ability to set up fucking contraptions like that, right? Because she would have her mom and her dad's skills, right? That's what I'm thinking. I don't know why she's got a different last name, but that's her. I'm like sure of it. I'm sure of it. I think it's her.
Your extravagant claim will have to be substantiated with evidence, counsel.
Are they gonna lose another fucking coroner? Scotland Yard is going through it.
What proof do you have to suggest in any way that a time device was employed to create the gunshot sound?
Do I have something? The candelabrum, I guess, but like... There's some black marks here, look.
Yes, they look like some sort of scorch marks.
Oh. Wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute. Wait a minute. If they're scorch marks, from the gun, the gun would have had to be close to here, right? Unless no, it can't be scorch marks from, like, the wick or anything. So perhaps the bullet struck the candle here, do you think? It's only this one candle that's been cracked in half, it seems.
Yes, I think you might be right. Firearms are rarely used by criminals in Japan. For now. So I'm afraid I'm not particularly knowledgeable about them.
Huh. If there's scorch marks... Oh, shit. Can't find anything out of place. There's nothing here. This? Hold on. Oh, Gregson. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, wait a minute. No, I guess there's nothing out of place here. Hold on. Hold on now. Hold the fuck on now. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Huh. Do you really believe it? Wait a minute. He's... Okay, maybe it's just an art style thing. But Gregson also has the fucking box cutter eyebrows. It might just be an art style thing. I don't know. Huh. Maybe not. Maybe not. But do you really believe it? But do you really believe it? Something is forming in my head. I don't know what it is, but something is forming in my head. Jesus, what a fucking shit disguise. Gregson, you could have done better than that. No. The candelabrum? Yeah, okay. As the court has already discussed, the tip of one of the candles in this candelabrum has been blown off.
Indeed, because it was struck by the bullet which presumably passed through the victim.
I don't think that's possible, my lord. Not possible, why? Because of the scorching. There are gunpowder scorch marks clearly visible on the broken candle. Yeah, so this isn't the bullet that fucking killed Gregson.
There are. Goodness, yes. But is it not the case that there was also scorching on the victim around the bullet entry wound?
That's right, there was. But as we heard earlier, scorching like that only occurs when the target is at very close range, a matter of centimeters from the gun. Which means that the scorching on the candle can't possibly be the result of a gunshot. I mean, it can be, can't it? Oh, yeah, I guess.
You're suggesting it came from the fireworks?
How can that be, eh?
The fact that there's such visible scorching on the candle suggests that the fireworks must have been right next to it when they exploded. Huh. So I guess, okay. The firing of the gunshot of the fireworks that sound exactly like a single bullet for some reason, like, was delayed using the candle, and then the candle got wrecked. Or to put it another way, the candle and firecrackers were joined together. Oh. The culprit somehow attached the firecrackers at a point partway down the candle. After the killer had left the scene, the candle slowly burnt down along with the other two. Thank you for illustrating this for me. I would not have been able to figure out how. Until eventually it ignited the fuse of the firecrackers, generating a loud sound that sounds like a gunshot somehow. And that is how these three witnesses came to believe they'd heard a gunshot at 5 o'clock. And you would think that the one actually selling the bombs would know what her own bombs sound like. But, fuck it, dude, who cares?
Well, what a plot. And this implies that the victim could have died earlier than we were led to believe. The previous day, even.
Now, just hold your horses. All us lot, saw the victim going into the building, remember?
I couldn't forget that flame-colored hair even if I wanted to.
So he actually wasn't the one wearing the fucking wig. The person you saw entering the building wasn't the victim at all. Consider this. Obviously, anybody can wear a wig. So the person that these witnesses saw entering the building 15 minutes before the incident occurred could easily have been someone else entirely wearing the red hairpiece.
Someone else? Do you mean to say?
It was the same person who contrived the firecracker trick. In other words, Inspector Gregson's killer.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one, Rinosuke.
Man, this fucking theme makes me so sad. I can't believe he's been Britished. His theme's been fucking Britished. I can't believe this shit, bro. It's good though. Fuck.
Oh, very impressive, Rinosuke Naruhodo.
There's something so spicy about that fucking pose. Kazuma!
I'm really quite amazed you've come this far. But after all, wasn't I the one who told you that you had all the makings of a great defense lawyer? I also noted the lack of a time of death in this report, a stark omission. But as far as I'm concerned, this whole country's justice system leaves a lot to be desired. Order! 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 Prosecutor Asogi, I will not have any slander of my own justice system in my courtroom. Please and thank you. What on earth do you mean by that statement? I said what I said, bitch. I hear that many of the leading members of Britain's judiciary are present to observe this trial today. So we cannot allow even the slightest doubt to be overlooked. The defense's assertion about the time of death based on the victim's stopwatch is just conjecture. But, while the possibility exists that my learned friend may be correct,
Stop calling me that! Stop calling me that! That's fucking Van Zeeks' nickname for me. Call me my name! We are friends, please!
We have a duty to explore it. Well, certainly I would agree with you. And what immediately comes to mind is, of course, what was Inspector Gregson doing, and where did he go on the day before the incident?
Do you know?
The inspector always carried out his investigative work alone. His His movements were treated as confidential within Scotland Yard, and that seems hella illegal, honestly. So, all the more points to this judicial system is kind of fucked. Even within the Yard. However, considering the evidence we've been presented with so far, I'd say it's fairly apparent that what case the man was pursuing. Wouldn't you, my learned friend?
Don't fucking call me that! Bitch!
I do have a feeling about what case he might have been investigating.
Yeah, I agree. Surely. My lord, the defense believes it can explain to the court the case that was being investigated by Inspector Gregson at the time of his death. The fucking professor.
Very well, counsel. Present your argument to the court. What evidence is suggestive of the case being investigated by the inspector on the day prior to the incident?
Oh, actually, it might be the Red-Headed League. Losing his job as chief warder of Barclay Prison. Chief Warder Daily Vigil is relieved of his post with immediate effect for having violated Clause 132 of Her Majesty's Code of Conduct for Prisons. All rights to redundancy pay and other financial benefits are fully revoked. Indications that the jailbreak plot was conceived prior to the convict's incarceration. Convict engaged in some sort of negotiation with prison staff in order to secure assistance. Full disclosure of information regarding these negotiations will be demanded. This.
Take that!
I believe this red hair piece points to the answer. We might assume it was part of a disguise used to carry out an undercover investigation.
Surely not. Such a brightly covered hairpiece would only serve to make the inspector more noticeable.
Yes, that's quite true. It would definitely have made him stand out in a crowd. Except, that is, in a crowd of gentlemen from the Red-Headed League.
The Red-Headed League? So, you've already worked it out.
Cosimo, we've known this since before we started the trial. What?
What on earth is this all about? Is there such an extraordinary league of gentlemen? The Red-Headed League is currently under investigation for a grand deception. A deception of what nature, Counsel? They've been targeting red-headed men across all of London and tricking them out of small sums of money. 2 men were arrested for the misdemeanor only yesterday, in fact.
My lord, the defense calls for those 2 men to be summoned at once. Wait, I don't see how this is relevant.
2 redheads?
This is silly. Inspector Gregson clearly infiltrated the Red-Headed League using this hairpiece. Even though the disguise was bad. I'm gonna be real. Because, like... the fucking mustache, man. I can't. So it's very likely that he had direct contact with these criminals. And it's quite possible that such contact led to more serious events. Ginger Mafia got him. Get him, boys!
I concur that we cannot in good conscience leave this new avenue unexplored.
Well done, Mr. Narada. Well, that's another possible line of inquiry for us at least.
The prosecution will make immediate arrangements for the charged men to appear. Bring these 2 Red-Headed League conspirators before me, Prosecutor Asogi. At once, my lord. Very good. We will have a 30-minute recess. Court is adjourned. I call the slide. Nobody else gets the slide. I'm the judge here.
To be continued. Bum bum ba bum bum bum. Bum 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 bum.
Okay, we've done it. And it's gonna try to make me continue, but I don't have time because I have to go to work. So I'll end it here. I mean, I don't have to go to work for like a little bit, but if I start another if I start another segment, it's definitely gonna go over. It's definitely gonna go over. I know that for a fact. So, thank you all for watching. And, man, I'm upset at how good... I'm upset at how good Kazuma is at being a prosecutor. And all I really want, honestly, is that he's the defendant in the final case. You know? Like, I want him to be the defendant in the final case so that he can be on my side again. Like, that's all I want. That's all I want. I don't want to fight him in the final case. I want to fight, Strongheart. Edgeworth style. Yes! Yes, exactly. You get it. You get it. Like, listen, I know it's, like, retreading old plot lines, but, like, I want it to happen because it's a good plot line. I want to defend him. Like he defended us in the start, you know? It would be full circle. It would be full circle. And, Van Zeeks, because, like, we're getting Van Zeeks out of the way. We can't defend Van Zeeks again. I don't know if it would be... Okay, it might be like, oh, Van Zeek starts prosecuting, but then... I think Strongheart. I think Strongheart would be, the one being the actual prosecutor. Because they mentioned before, I think, that, Strongheart used to be, like, lead prosecutor. Which means that he's gonna be a prosecutor, you know? So that's how I see it going. I see Kazuma being the defendant. Oh, it could be Susato. We haven't had Susato being a defendant yet, right? It could also be Susato. But I want it to be Kazuma. I desperately want it to be Kazuma. Just so I can have him back on my side. Alright, but hopefully that's how it plays out in the final case. We're not there yet, though. We gotta finish this case. Next time, with Ace Attorney Chronicles. Tomorrow I'm playing, fucking, like, Tetrio and some other shit. I forget. But I'll check my own schedule and get back to you with that. Alright, peace! Bye-bye, everyone! Bye-bye!